Hello hackers, welcome back. This is Rogue SMG and today let's talk about some URLs. Now there are a lot of things that you can do with URLs. You can try to find SQLi, you can try to find XSS, you can try to find template injections, open redirects, SSRF and even IDOs. And this is going to be the most automated part of your recon. And why? Because there are a lot of URLs that you can get for a particular target and they probably will be in millions or so. And you are definitely not likely to try or check each and every URLs and go through each and every URLs and see what's happening and what's not. Of course not. So what we'll do is we'll try to put the URLs to good use in an automated fashion, and most of the things that we do with the URLs are gonna be using some tools and automating the process of finding some particular vulnerabilities or something like that. And since, as we discussed, most of it is going to be automated, so we'll talk about some of the tools which will help you in the process of your automation. And another thing we'll see some dirty little scripts that I have found somewhere on the internet, and maybe I have modified them a little bit, but most of them I have found on the internet and I just want to share those with you as an example. But before starting anything, let me again remind you that there's gonna be no magic here. I'll be showing you the exact same things that I personally do, and you could just blindly copy each and everything, blindly use the scripts which I show you itself. But keep in mind, I'm not any millionaire hacker. If those scripts were that good, I'd be a millionaire hacker by myself, right? So just naively copying things and doing or running the same scripts that people are running without any modifications or without using your own personal thought process or mindset, you are most likely to find maybe nothing, or even if you find some things, it's a very high probability that you will be duped. So just take a basic idea of here and use the scripts as a reference to get an idea of what you can do with URLs, and use those to help yourself come up with something unique, something new, and something different which people might not be doing or might not have thought of. So keep that in mind. With that said, let's dive right in. The first tool which we will see today, and most probably you have already heard about it, is Nuclei. So let's see. Now Nuclei is nothing but it's just a template based scanner. So whatever template you will provide, it will scan exactly for that, and if the target is vulnerable, then it will return the results to you. And here, as you can see, and you could see all this for yourself. There are lots of flags, lots of things you can try out. And there are also some templates provided to us by Project Discovery, and many templates are also created by our community members, so thanks to them. And let's just see how it works. So I have made a small script. This is my VPS and this is all the data that we have previously gathered, and let's see what we have in nuclei.sh. So this is the basic command of Nuclei. Nuclei-L defines the list of URLs or subdomains, and -t defines the template which we are trying to scan for. And here I'm just using the basic templates which are provided to us by Project Discovery. It comes with Nuclei, but you will have to install those maybe independently, so you can check that out. But the installation is fairly simple, so I'm not going to show you that. So this will just scan for all the templates in the subdomain takeover folder. Silent is just for easier passing of our results. C is for concurrency, so there are 50 concurrent sessions or 50 threads, you can say, will be running at the same time. And just T to a folder and a file inside it named take_tk_txt. And I've done the same things for, let's say, files, CVs, vulnerabilities, generic detections, and you could even try to include all other things which I have not included. This was just to show you an example, and maybe let's try running it. And now just run the script and provide the list of URLs, and it will start running everything. And only for those URLs where it will find some results, it will fetch the results and save it in the text file as we have mentioned it in the script. But this is a great tool which gives very good results, and maybe it's extremely easy to set up or extremely easy to use. But again, if you just try to use the templates which are provided already and which are already there on GitHub, you definitely are going to join the dupe party and nothing else, because almost everyone nowadays is trying to run Nuclei as the first thing when they try to hack on a target. So it's a very high probability that if you try to run just the templates which are already provided inside, you might be getting a lot of dupes. So try to come up with your own templates or try to make your own templates, and there are maybe certain videos about making your own templates as well, and that's something I'm currently looking into. So if you want more info in how to make those templates, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try to make a video on that. But there are fairly few resources available which you could try to find out and see how this templating thing works out for you, and this might take a while to run, so let's just keep it running. Another very basic but great thing you could try out is GF and GF patterns. And what's those? Let's see. GF is a tool by Tom Nom Nom, and of course if we do not show any particular tool by Tom Nom Nom in our video, we are doing something wrong. So here it is, and it's nothing, it's quite simple. GF is just a wrapper around grep. So what he has basically done is he has put all these crazy looking regex things in simple stuff like GF PHP sources. So instead of trying to remember all this and messing up somewhere, you just need to do GF PHP sources and it will try to run this command. So I guess that's clear. And what GF patterns is, this is nothing but patterns for GF. So as we saw here, GF PHP sources, it will try to fetch all the PHP sources. Here this GF patterns by Indian Lead or Shiv Chauhan, and what he has done is he has made a lot of different wrappers for GF, for maybe SSRF or maybe redirect, RCE, IDOR, whatever vulnerabilities that might be possible using parameters or something like that. So what it does is, if you try to do, let's just see it live. Only for the first 1000 links, because I do not want to crash this as we had experienced in one of the videos. So just it will fetch the first 1000 files and perform anything on that, and just GF, let's say SSRF. Let's see what we get. So what it does is, it's just nothing but grep. It tries to grep for keywords like redirect or page, out, any possible parameters which might be vulnerable to maybe SSRF. Or you could try out something like, let's see how many things are there. We have a lot of things: AWS keys, base64 encoded things, CORS, debug pages, a lot of things you can try out. You even have accesses. So any parameters which might be possible to exploit with accesses, or anyone have reported accesses on that parameter name, all those things will be grabbed and it will be fetched out to you. So you could just pipe it, t those to maybe potential accesses links.txt, something like that, and you could do the same for SSRF, RC, and just try everything out there. This is something very simple, but it greatly reduces our work and it provides us with very clean and very good results most of the times. So definitely check that out and include this in your workflow as well. Now as the last thing, we'll just try to see some one-liners or some automated scripts which I have found somewhere on the internet, and I'll try to explain those to you, and you could use them as an example and you can come up with your own unique scripts for automation. So let's just see. Now there are 3 different scripts in this. So first one is just clean GAU data. As we have discussed before also, that whenever you try to fetch the URLs using GAU or payback, there might be a lot of false positives or there might be a lot of noise in that data. So what it will do is, it will fetch all the URLs, then it does grep equal to, so it will fetch only all the URLs that have any parameters in those, and then it will inverse grep for extensions such as JPEG, JPG, and all those useless files. So URLs having all these useless files will be excluded as well from the final results. And then we are doing QS replace -a, and we'll talk more about this in a second. And finally just teeing it to a text file. Now let's just see what QS replace is. QS replace is another tool by the great guy Tom Nom Nom, and what it does is, it's basically query string replace. So what it actually does is, these are the URLs in this file, and as we do QS replace, it allows us to replace all the parameter values with whatever value is set here. So all the parameters, as you can see, got replaced by the new value which we had provided. That's one thing. And if you try to do QS replace -a and then provide your new value, then it will just append the new value instead of replacing it. As you can see, 1 new val, 2 new val, and if you just provide QS replace -a, it will remove all the duplicate entries or all the combination of parameters and just show a single URL with all the different parameters. So for example, here you can see 1 equal to 1 and 2 equal to 2, and here it was 2 equal to 2 and 1 equal to 1, but those are the same parameters on the same path, just the values are different. So it will just replace both and instead just show 1 in the final result. So that's what QS replace does. And how it will help us, let me tell you. Let's get back to the script. Now this was our one-liner. Now what QS replace -a here will do is, it will try to eliminate all the duplicate entries and just show us the unique entries having all the parameters in them and save it to a text file. Nothing fancy, just plain simple. Now next thing is, here we are trying to automate SQL injection. DSSS is nothing but an SQL scanner. Let's see. Now DSSS is nothing but damn small SQLi scanner. It's probably the smallest SQL injection scanner ever. It's written in less than 100 lines of code. And so what we are doing here is, we are just providing all the URLs as input to this tool. This tool will try to detect SQL injection in each of those URLs on all the parameters wherever it is possible, or we can cat only the file for SQLi which we have gathered through GF and provide the same as input here to this tool. So what it will do is, let's try to see if we can. So as you can see, it just directly tried to scan against all the available parameters in a URL. Scanning against parameter C, scanning against L. It will scan everything, and if there are any SQL injection, it will report back to you. And there you can have very easy SQL injection. Now the next thing is blind XSS. So this is just the URL for my blind XSS. You can get it on XSS Hunter, and we are just defining the URL as a variable here, blind. So what we are basically doing is, we are catting a text file containing all the URLs. We are piping it through KXSS. We'll talk about KXSS just in a bit here. And then we are doing some grepfoo and piping it to another tool named as Dalfox. And as a payload, we are providing our blind XSS link. Now let's see what KXSS is first. KXSS is another tool by Tom Nom Nom again, and it's just a very simple XSS scanner. And what it does is, it tries to append parameters like single quote, double quote, angular brackets, and then if any reflections are getting back in the response, it will tell us that potential XSS is possible here. So let's see how that works. But before that, we'll just see Dalfox as well. So Dalfox is another scanner for XSS, and here once we have confirmed URLs using KXSS, we'll try to perform Dalfox only on those URLs. So wherever there is an actual possibility of XSS or any special characters are being reflected, only those URLs will be passed to Dalfox for further scanning. And Dalfox is another vast and great tool. You can read all about it. I'll post its GitHub link in the description below. But for our usage, what Dalfox is doing is, our blind XSS payload is appended or attached to each and every request on all those parameters which we are trying to attack. Now let's just try to run it here. That's it. And as you can see, it directly started scanning all the URLs through Dalfox, but we did not find anything here because there were just 1,000 URLs which we scanned off. But there's a very good probability that you might at least find something from millions of URLs, right? So this was something that I wanted to show you. And as a last thing that I wanted to show you is, you can also try to find SSRF or open redirects using these URLs. So what you can do is, you can do something like, so this is the text file containing all our URLs, and we'll just QS replace it with either your Bob collaborator link, or you can use some services like pingb.in. Let's just go to pingb.in, and this is our URL. Just copy it, paste it, and then just save it to, ssrfs.txt. Now let's just see how it looks like. ssrfs.txt. So as you can see, all the parameter values are replaced by our pingb URL. Now we just need to visit or probe these URLs and see if we are getting any response on either our pingb or any 200 response code. There are again a lot of ways to do that, but the easiest way I think is using fuzz. So you could do something like fuzz-u fuzz for our URLs, and this is for word list. Our word list will be the URLs file which we have, because we just want to probe them, and we can either match response codes, but it won't be necessary here, because if we get any pingbacks, it will directly be shown on the pingb website or your Burp collaborator itself. So this is not necessary here, and just enter. So you can see all the URLs are being probed. I should have just done silent, but never mind. And as you can see, we do not have any ping here, but this was just to show you that you can try this as well. As you can see, there are numerous ways you can try to use those URLs to your advantage and try to automate all the trivial vulnerabilities. And even if we do not find anything, what's the harm in that? We just need to keep the script running while we do our manual work and try to hack on a particular subdomain. And whenever the script ends, we just need to check the results if we have found anything or not. So these are very handy little scripts which can lead you very good bugs with very little input. So definitely try to automate at least some of these, or even if you can't come up with anything of your own, just try to use the scripts and eventually you will figure out what else you could do. Now as a last but manual thing which you could try for URLs is that you could grep for all the parameters which are maybe suspecting of IDOR and are maybe ending in some ID or some UUIDs, and try to access those or try to bypass those and see if they are leaking any personal information, or if you are able to see the information which you shouldn't. And that's a manual thing which you could try to do with URLs as well. So that's it. And there are a lot of one-liners and scripts which you could find on Twitter, GitHub, Reddit and everywhere on the internet. So check those out. But keep in mind that if you are using something that is already public and a lot of them are using those, you are most likely to find a lot of dupes. So take those as a reference and try to come up with your own unique thing. Every one of us is different and we have different perspectives and different mindsets. And that different and unique thing about you makes you a hacker that you are and make you stand out from people. So just get that perspective and try to think out of the box, and bugs will definitely come to you. Thank you so much for watching guys. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.